It's Sunday, August 16th, 2020, and here's this week's balcony garden update. We're going to start off here with the orange tomatoes. We can see these are growing nicely here. Now the other plant like this, which I transplanted to my sister's, it seems to be doing all right now. Have a look. Planted it in the ground. It's flowering and it's growing tomatoes. So that was a success. It's flowering here. It's flowering here. And it's flowering here. And down here we have another tomato. Now as far as the red tomatoes go, I seem to have picked most of them. Although I've picked many tomatoes off this plant this year, I still seem to be getting more, but not as many as in past years. I've done several repairs to this plant. Although it did go higher here at the top, it seemed that I wasn't supported well enough because the top part broke off there, as you can see. Anything that you have that grows that's not ready, like green tomatoes for example, or in this case the tomatoes that fell off the plant, that's no problem. These can be brought inside and they will ripen. They just gotta sit for a bit. So here's an example of things that have been picked. You can see the red peppers on the left, the banana peppers and the habanero both turned completely red and are ready to consume. Those tomatoes, the red ones, are ready. The green ones that fell off the plant, they will turn. You can see one of them is already starting to change color. And the peppers at the bottom, one is still green, one is turning red. I've already picked off all the peppers that were red and ready. So now we just need to see if more grow out of this plant here. I picked the big green ones off this plant. I seem to have another one growing here. And another one over here. This plant is still budding, so there's another pepper over there. So we'll just have to wait and see how many more it produces this summer. We've got these peppers here. One turned red, we picked that. Now this plant is really budding. So I could get a bunch more of these before the summer is done. Now we thought strawberry season was done, but this plant seems to be budding all over again. It's very interesting. Looks like we're getting a second wave of strawberries here. Now to the plants that aren't doing so good. This is a pepper plant. Hasn't seen any peppers or anything. But the leaves look healthy. So we'll just wait it out and see if it does anything, or if it just ends up being leaves all. And this is also a pepper plant that hasn't done anything either. Same thing, just a bunch of leaves. So now we take a look at the things that we didn't plant. Something seems to be growing here. and here, and here, and here, and here. So for the most part, the balcony garden continues to be a success this summer. Actually, peppers do need a lot of sunlight, heat, and water to grow. So by picking the peppers off before they're completely ready and allowing them to change color inside allows for more peppers to grow. It's the same thing as you want to remove any dead leaves, dead branches, or what they call sucker leaves that are growing out of the plant. They're just there. They have no flowering, no vegetables attached to them, nothing. They're just like an odd piece growing off the plant. Now if you're asking, well, why does that matter? Well, every part of the plant is going to demand water to grow. So if that part is consuming the water, other parts that need the water may not get it. So by pulling off those pieces that are unnecessary, the rest of the plant has a better shot of growing, because the fully grown vegetable doesn't need any more water. Well, that's it for today's balcony garden update. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.